All right. Hello, Plus Me family. Welcome back to the Our Stories Matter Feature Friday segment, where we conduct interviews with community members and center the conversation around a particular theme. Just as a reminder, interview questions for Feature Friday mirror the same questions that you receive for Wisdom Wednesday each week. So this week's journaling activities all centered around the importance of settings. And today I have the opportunity to interview Christina Dunbar. Christina serves as a Plus Me guest speaker and facilitator and has facilitated our storytellers workshops. And now I have the opportunity to turn the tables and ask Christina some questions. So hello, Christina, welcome.
Hi everyone.
Thank you for, I'm excited too. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna dive right on in. So the first question in regards to settings is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
I thought about this one because all the possibilities sounded really good, but I'd have to go back to my home state of Seattle, which is where I grew up, it's just super green and luscious, and nature is my nurture. You know, I love nature. It nurtures my soul, my spirit. It helps me think, helps me hear the whisper under everything else that's going on. So I feel like I'd be in Seattle part-time. We had this conversation last week. It'd be part-time in Seattle, time in LA, because I'm all about performance and creative community, and my people are really here. I have so many incredible people in my life that are here in LA. So part-time.
Part-time. Yeah. And I like how you talked about nature, and I'm definitely, a nature person, so I can connect with you on that for sure. Yeah. My next question is, talk about a place that you have traveled to. Describe this place and how it differs from where you are now.
One of my favorite trips was a trip I took with my mama to Italy. We did a mother-daughter trip, and we saw pretty much northern and southern Italy, so a lot of really important places. And what I loved about Italy was all the little small towns we stayed in, and the way that family was a thing there. Like, you would see the grandparents and the parents and the kids in the evenings, and they would close the shops for like 2 hours at lunch. All the shop owners would be like, peace out, we're doing lunch. And it would be a thing. Like, you would take this time to eat and be friends and talk, and just like this real enjoyment of pleasure and being with people, and not so much the hustle bustle feeling that we have here in Los Angeles. So I just really appreciated that culture.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually heard about that. Another friend of mine had traveled to Italy, and they talked about how things shut down during lunchtime. And I remember hearing that and thinking, that is like, it sounded bizarre, but I was also just kind of envious of that time to just be and just close everything down and kind of focus on being in the present. And this whole idea of being with family and being a community that's emphasized in other countries that doesn't feel that way necessarily here in the States. So I've got to take a trip to Italy. I've got to eat the pizza too. I've got to eat the pizza.
Ooh, pizza and pasta all day long. That was my diet the whole time. I was such a happy girl. Yeah.
I'll put that on my to-do list. My next question is, talk about a specific place where you spent a lot of time that aided in your growth, and another place that maybe did not aid in your growth.
Well, so dance class was my thing from 4 years old to like 14, 15. I spent a lot of time in the dance classroom, and it completely aided in my growth. It taught me that, for like a 15-minute solo on stage, or even a 5-minute solo on stage, you put in months and months of work behind the scenes for that one moment of like glory and just feeling so good while being on stage and performing. but what goes on behind the scenes is so much blood, sweat, and tears. And it taught me how to push through my resistance when I was like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this. Knowing that at the end of that, or on the other side of that, there was this really good feeling, knowing that I did that, even though I was tired, or I wasn't feeling it, and just had a lot going on, because I would go to school every day and then go to take dance class in the evenings. And so it was a lot to hold at that young age, but it taught me so much about who I could be. So that's one place that I had a lot of growth. And the place where I didn't have growth was, I'm going to give you the funny answer, which was like gym class. I feel like gym class did zero. I learned in gym class, but but the other answer, because I thought about this one, is the other answer is honestly being in my perfectionist mind, which isn't, maybe it is a physical place in a way, right? We spend so much time in our heads, and my perfectionist mind, I can just count how many times in my life I have overthought something versus really going for it. And I'm now old enough to know that when I just go for it and take that big leap, I get so much more information rather than trying to figure everything out in my mind and try to perfect and plan it all. So there just were so many times that I was stuck in that perfectionist mind, and it stopped me a lot.
I appreciate you saying that. I mean, in addition to mentioning, being a dancer, being in a dance space, and then, comparing it to gym class, I did not flourish in gym either. But thinking about the mind as a setting, and I never really thought about it like that, but it is a place, it is a space where we spend so much of our time. And I think now more so than ever, being that, we're at home in isolation, and what our thoughts and our thinking patterns, show during this time. So that's really, thank you for that. I never thought of it like that. Huh. Your mind is a setting. It's a place, people. Be mindful of how often what type of thoughts are being produced in that space. I love that. And my final question is, considering the current state, especially things going on in our world, I wanted to ask you this question in particular because we had conversations about, kind of like the importance of our home space and the things that we were doing to adjust. And I mentioned to you that I was kind of having these up and down emotions of anxiety and worry and things like that. So, what is essential for your home setting to be peaceful?
Yeah, and I was having the same thing. All the feels, all of the feelings, anxiety, hope, sadness, anger. So definitely went on that roller coaster ride as well. In terms of my thing at home, a couple things I really need. Cleanliness and organization. I am a person that needs a lot of space. My dad used to say, if you have a mess on the outside, you have a mess on the inside. So like if your place is all scattered, your brain is scattered as well. You're not organizing your brain. And, I don't know if that's true for everyone, but one of my top values is beauty. And I feel like when things are just scattered and things are a mess, it doesn't feel beautiful to me. So it doesn't feel like it's nourishing me. And I think our environment plays such a huge impact on how we feel, how we think. So cleanliness, beauty, I like nature. I said nature is my nurture. So I love plants and flowers and candles. And we just did a whole cleaning session in my house this Saturday. I've like cleaned out everything. It felt so good just to like get stuff out and just organize everything. So I think those are the main things. I love setting a mood, when I'm writing or I go to my altar and I pray. I love to have like my incense going and some essential oils and just get all those senses, taste, smell, all that stuff just really feeds me. So I think those are some of the important things.
I can appreciate that answer as well. So like keeping a tidy space is a reflection, can be a reflection of how things are going on mentally or emotionally. And now is definitely the time to clear out some space, right? So physically and mentally. And that's something that I've been doing my best to navigate through as well, because I have papers and things, and I'm trying to make the space that I need in order to carry on as peacefully as I can, considering that the outside world is not ideal and not what I would want it to be. At least in my home, which is a sanctuary, I can coordinate things in a way that help to bring calm. So I really wanted that to be the last question, and have those who are part of the Our Stories Matter tribe to think about their space and the things that they need to do in order to make sure that they have peace in their homes, and that it's a place of protection from what's going on the outside world. But
Yeah.
it's true.
And I was just going to add, if you can't, organize your whole home because you've got parents and siblings and all that, just to take a corner of a room makes such a difference, and have that be your space and have that be your altar or your like safe space. That could be really helpful as well.
Right. I like that too. Like, even if you share a room with someone, having your bed be your space, you know what I'm saying? That is your setting. That is where you go to de-stress. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that answer too. And I hope that all of the members of the Plus Me family and Our Stories Matter tribe is staying safe, and that you are maintaining your sanity and your peace in your home, in your sanctuary, in your settings. So I just want to thank you, Christina, for sharing those answers, and working with the technology and everything like that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
We are. All right.
We are.
Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.